Since then, she's continued to pack a punch, both on stage and on screen, and now she says she's mellowed and mature. I know she has. Welcome, Toyah.
I'm not mellow or mature,
Aren't you?
thank you.
Oh, well, good.
Mature?
Well, say something shocking then. Say something shocking. Go on. No. We'll move on to that in a minute, but let's talk about this play ring, because it's interesting. When you reach a point of stardom and influence like you have in your career, you can actually do things that you want to do. And it was about 5 years ago you read this Doris Lessing book.
Yes, Memoirs of a Survivor.
And you thought, I want to do that as a play.
Yeah,
and now you are.
Yeah, I know. It's taken a long time, though. I was looking for a project for a one-woman show, and I read, this was the first ever Doris Lessing I wrote, and she's just particularly...
Red, dear.
Oh, red.
Red. Sorry, Doris.
Megalomania.
Sorry, Doris. And I just thought, she just gave women such an incredible spiritual identity and voice. And I met Richard Osborne, who's the adapter, and we went along to Doris Lessing, and Doris Lessing's agent said, why do you want to do this? And I said, because she gives women great spiritual identity. And Doris Lessing went, what a load of rubbish. No, that's not what this book's about at all. But it's now a two-hander. It's not a one-woman show. There's another actress with me called Jo McInnes, and it's an incredible story.
But very hard to do, I would have thought, because it's almost, I mean, Doris Lessing sort of started off being very well known for her novels about her childhood in South Africa, and by the end, I mean, I would say by the end, I mean, she's still here, but it's, her novels have become more and more sort of science fiction based, fantasy based. It is a mystical novel. It's very hard to put on stage.
Terribly metaphoric. I mean, the story starts with a woman looking out of her window, watching the world fall apart. Basically, there's a Holocaust going on.
Collapse of society.
Collapse of society. Children aren't being educated. They're living in the underground system, murdering each other, cannibalizing each other, and especially cannibalizing the older people. And this woman, in her desperation to find out what's going on with life, has a fantasy world. Basically, she walks through the wall into a utopian world and sees life how it really can be, and sees why she is the woman today because of who her parents were and how she was treated. So you've got all these multi-layered stories going on.
Now, I mean, that's at Salisbury Playhouse, and I know it's going well, and good luck with it. But in terms of the woman you are today, I mean, I think you were in Anthony Clare's programme a while ago, revealing all about your own childhood. You had, at some point, you had a terribly difficult relationship with your mother, didn't you?
Yes, but I think it's a very common difficulty. My mother won't quite talk to me about it still.
No, I don't blame her.
But I mean, my father says that they thought I was a delightful child. I mean, they seem to have forgotten the fact that I invited 60 Hells Angels round for tea when they asked, you know, where I kept disappearing to at the weekends and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, I just didn't enjoy the institution of school and really just wanted to be out in the big wide world at a very early age.
Well, was there a gentle transition then from... All right, Mum? Was there a gentle transition then from that interesting adolescence to what you are now? I mean, or did it just go click? Did you wake up one morning and think, oh, I've had enough of that, I think I'll be sort of normal like everybody else?
No, it takes a long time. Whatever happens in your childhood, it scars you in some way. And my childhood was no different from any other adolescent's childhood.
Well, what were the big scars for you then? You said it to Anthony Clare, so you
School, mainly school. I just couldn't stand school. I couldn't make anyone understand how I loathed being at school.
Why? What was wrong with it?
I just felt as if no one recognised my true ability. I was definitely born to be an actress and a performer, and school does not cater for that. No. I should have been in a stage school. I just found everything really frustrating. Stuff maths, stuff reading, I just wasn't interested. And I was a very pig-headed person and just misbehaved. I did everything I could possibly do to disrupt the order of what was going on.
And did you sort of take that out on your parents very much? I mean, the story of your mother turning up at the school play to cheer you on and smile, and then you really went for her afterwards.
Well, it was terrible. I mean, that's not, I'm not proud of that,
really.
No. But my mother was desperate to try and understand me, and I was desperate that she couldn't. You know, I really was... I just didn't want any form of love and affection.
Well, do you think if you hadn't gone to an ordinary school, if you had, as you say, gone to a stage school, you would have been different? You would have actually got on better with your parents and better with the world in general? I mean, was it...
Who knows? Who knows?
I think most people think stage schools are a bit of a, not an abomination exactly, but I think most parents, and you haven't got any children of your own yet, but I mean, I would hate the idea of sending my child to a stage school. I would feel it somehow was encouraging them to
I think my parents were trying to protect me.
from doing
Yeah.
that.
I went to the best school in Birmingham, a public school, an all-girls school for ladies.
Yeah, so you should have turned out a
I
lady.
should have turned
shouldn't
out wonderful.
you? Something went wrong. Yeah.
Go on, right. Why did you go on the Anthony Clare programme? I mean, most of us have heard it at one time or other, and my God, he really gets under the skin.
I was
He's a
intrigued.
psychologist. Well, to see if you could beat him. To see if you could
I
hold
tried,
your
but
own.
you can't beat that guy. I mean, he's
Yeah.
just too astute. And if you try and put a veil over something, he just keeps going at it.
Yes.
I was absolutely intrigued.
So
And
were
I
you glad
like
you did
challenges.
it? Were you glad you did it? Because you did reveal a lot about yourself. Were you glad?
I'm indifferent. I'm a public figure, and I'm indifferent
A public
about
property.
exposing myself.
That's
That's
interesting,
interesting.
because we've got our phone in today is all about the privacy and the press and what.
But you see, because I open my mouth so readily, the
Yeah.
press don't bother me. I mean, I'm not trying to hide anything, so I don't get them hiding in my garden.
But you do genuinely feel you are public property, that anything they say about you, is providing it's true in your life, is fair game. There's nothing you want to keep hidden.
There's a big difference about Anthony Clare. That's a very intelligent approach to the media. I have this thing about privacy at home, and I don't like fans turning up. Like we had a few girls in my garden last week, and I was really offended by that. You know, there are boundaries. But if something has an intelligent approach, I don't mind. But if it's just you know, bimbo time, I'm not interested at all.
No, but you'd still take that as part of the course. I mean, as you say, you're a public
You have
figure,
to
what the hell?
accept it, and if you're in the
Absolutely,
firing line, you're going to get shot. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely.
Good. That's a useful insight into our phone in. Just something. I mean, I hope this isn't impertinent, but you did at one
Probably will
stage
be.
say you didn't want to have any children, and in fact you actually you were sterilised.
After an illness. But
After
I
an
mean,
illness.
that is reversible.
Right. And are you in the process of changing your mind now? Would you actually?
I don't know. I don't believe in closing doors. And I think to say no closes your whole future. So I keep everything open. And to me, the idea of a perfect family is a child of your own and the rest adopted. I really believe in a world where there's so many children out there without parents, and I'm wealthy. I wouldn't close the door on adoption at all.
But are you driven a little bit by the body clock ticking by? I
Oh,
mean,
the body clock is a really evil thing,
Yeah.
but it's just a trickster, isn't it?
The old hormones, yes, I know. Well, it would be interesting to see what kind of school you send your kids to, if and when you do have them.
I wouldn't. I'd be a complete anarchist.
Well, you'd know how to handle them anyway. Listen, thank you very much. Good luck with Memoirs of a Survivor.
Thank
sounds
you.
fascinating.
Yeah, sounds good.
Salisbury Playhouse.
Yeah.
Thanks very much indeed, Toyah. See you again sometime. Now, someone who's